Right. Hello. Oh, before we get started, it's been too long. No, it's not the reveal of my ears. Oh, no. Made a purchase, didn't I? Of course I did, because it's important. It's not just about the brand of Dr. Benji, it's about the look of Dr. Benji. And that, it looks a little bit like I've been in an accident. Hello there, viewers, and welcome back to Leeds United with me, DoctorBenjyFM. Good to see you. We're still fourth in the Premier League. That's the way we begin the updates today, as we're getting towards the end of January, and some updates are required. A new player has joined us. Reiss Nelson has come into the side, and that is because of the title of today's video. We are injury hit. And some key players are missing for us. Jermaine Defoe is out for a very short period of time, so don't panic. Call off the alarms. That's not the worst bit of news. Still 38 years of age, and that's a worry. When you get injuries later on, fortunately, it's a cold, so I think he'll recover. But the big ones then, we'll start with Almada. He's out for 9 weeks. One of our big summer signings, I feel like. Someone that's definitely going to be a key part of our seasons going forward. The injury to him is just obviously not ideal. A hip injury, which is out for like 3 months almost. Will miss a large portion of the season. I just hope it doesn't affect his development too much. I think that's my biggest concern when a player like him gets injured. But I think he'll be okay. I think we've got enough cover, basically. I don't think it's a disaster right now. He's not the key focal point of everything. If he was, I'd be more concerned. And speaking of which, we'll go to it straight away. Rafinha has got himself an injury, 2 months with a torn abdominal muscle, which means he will miss, again, a large portion of the season. And this is an injury that doesn't just hurt him, but hurts the team massively. 17 appearances so far, 10 goals, 6 assists, a 7.18 so far this season. If you look at the Premier League stats, he was up there. Some of the most assists. Rodrigo, fortunately, still fit to go, but how good will Rodrigo be without Rafinha in the side? He's been a revelation since he's joined Leeds, and yeah, it's such a shame now that we're going to lose him. Goes down in bravery as well a little bit. Again, hopefully it doesn't affect him too much. 24. In terms of his development, he's pretty close already, so it's not going to affect that too much in the same way that it will Almada, but such a devastating hit to a season so far that has been, well, really quite impressive. 4th in the league table right now, 3 points ahead of Everton in 5th, and a real chance, I think, at getting into the Champions League. It feels like that, or Europe at a minimum, but I am conscious of the fact that the likes of Chelsea might start coming a little bit quicker. I look at Chelsea, actually, by the way. They've got rid of Lampard. Mourinho's gone from Tottenham. There's all sorts of managerial merry-go-rounding going on below us with the teams ahead of us. You can see Liverpool and Manchester United are running away with it. So really, it's a battle for us if we can keep hold of these European spaces. Of course, I'm very conscious of the fact that Manchester City are only a few points behind, really. In the context of Manchester City, they're more likely to win more games than us going to the back end of the year. But to have 11 wins in 19 as a newly promoted side, it's not completely unheard of, but it's extremely rare. And how we've done it, I'm not too sure. Our recent results, then, you can see have been pretty good. There's a few defeats in there, as you'd probably expect there to be. United beating us 3-1 at the very start of January. Lincoln and Burnley both beating in the FA Cup. A win against Newcastle and a 1-1 draw against Wolves. Rodrigo continuing to be the absolute key to everything, it feels like. Today, then, Fulham, and we'll see how we do for time. We might play Tottenham as well. The transfer window currently is a bit of a strange one, really. Whether we bring more players in alongside Reiss Nelson, it's hard to say. Patrick Bamford, on the other side of things, has left us and has already got an injury for Crystal Palace. I wasn't going to play Patrick Bamford this season, and then Defoe got injured almost immediately afterwards. He's played one time for me so far. £10 million for a player that was decent in the Championship, but to me is not quite at Premier League level, even though he's doing it okay in real life at the moment. I don't think it's the worst thing. Whether we need to bring in a striker now to be back up to Rodrigo, although Defoe's short-term injury shouldn't be too bad, that's a question for me to answer pretty quickly, it feels like. Maybe even a loan move. Kabay has also left. He's gone to Auxerre on loan. Again, a player that we brought in to be a bit of a backup, really, but he was complaining, so I thought rather than having be at the club and complain about being at the club, we'll let him go and let him live his life. So we've done that. He's going to probably play more for Auxerre in Ligue 2 in France than he will do for me this season, so fair enough. Also, Yaya Toure has already signed a contract with somebody else. He's off to ASEC, back in the Ivory Coast. ASEC are known as the sort of this side that bring through loads of like brilliant youth players in the Ivory Coast. So I kind of love the fact he's going there. I don't know if he's ever been... I've never seen him go there in a save before, so I actually think it's quite exciting to see him go back to the Ivory Coast and be a player in that side, which is really interesting. I'll keep an eye on that, I think, as the future continues to rumble on, viewers, as it always will do. Right then, Fulham coming up 26th of January, that game, so let's get into it then, run you through the team, and yeah, we've got not really much else has changed. Melia will be in goal for this one, then Ayling will be at the back. Luke Ayling has sort of become a bit of a mainstay there. Mentally, he's really, really good. 29 years of age, never really considered a Premier League player before now, started his career at Arsenal, never featured for them, had to drop down to League One with Yeovil, has fought his way back up to the Premier League. It's actually a really beautiful story of Luke Ayling, really, the way he's playing for me this season. LoreNT and Garay, of course, will be that back two. Garay is a player that we brought in, has done a really, really good job, and yeah, the fact he's got a 2-year contract, I'm happy to have him here next year. It's probably a position that we'll look to strengthen in the summer if we're given funds to do so. And at left back, well, Stuart Dallas started the season as our right back and has moved over to the left back because Danny Rose's form has been, well, nothing short of embarrassing, really. So he's not really featured for me that much. It's not been a fantastic signing for me. Even Wolves wanted to sign him at one point, so clearly they realise he's not having the best of times here. Ahead of him, Phillips, Gagliardini, Wilshere, Costa one side, Nelson the other, Rodrigo through the middle. And yeah, this feels like quite a comprehensive rundown of what's going on at the moment. Of course, we've got a few players who are set to leave. Click goes at the very start of February, so we know he's leaving. Kabay leaving might leave us a little bit short in the centre, but part of that is that Shackleton, I'm going to try and give a little bit more game time to. Jamie Shackleton, one of the youth prospects here at Leeds, I'm going to have to give more opportunities to, and I think that's the perfect time to do it towards the back end of the year when we might be fighting for things on all fronts. That might be the fear, and of course there's this element of, well, you should strengthen and make the squad better to really push for these European places. The problem is we're Leeds United, we've got £17 million, and it's not really going to improve our squad that much beyond what we've got here already. I've looked through the loan lists, I've looked through the transfer lists, and there's not really that much that, again, will make us that much better. So that comes into the thinking. And look, this is the squad that's got us into this position, so hopefully it can continue to do so. I do feel like the injury to Rafinha will be a huge blow. And let's see how we fare then against Fulham coming up right now. Come on then. And this is a good test as well, because this is the type of game that I believe we should be winning fairly comfortably. So to give this a go, I'd be fascinated to see how we do. Reece Nelson, of course, coming into the side. He might be the perfect tonic. Like, it was there as a loan signing. £40,000 a week we're paying on his wage, but in terms of the attributes, like the fact he's got really good dribbling, he's pacey, of course, his work rate and technique, very, very good. So he should fit right in here, viewers. And I realise that the first part of this video has been me seriously talking about my Leeds squad. Then again, at the start, I did put on a bandana. Bandana? No, Ben. Maybe I should start wearing bandanas. Oh, very much just sort of headband material. This is a bit more Federer, this one. People for a long time have said, oh, you look like Roger Federer. They haven't, and that they will now. All right, then, looking through their side, some very familiar faces. Loftus-Cheek's in there, of course. Knockaert, Mitrovic, Cavallero's in there as well. Some decent players. Tom Carney as well has caused problems before. He probably caused problems again. I think we'll go for the outstretched. I like that. Do you know what? I'm only realising now that they do. I don't know why this has only just occurred to me, but they provide pictures of what it is. So what is strange to me? The outstretched arms and thrash arms. One of them is just sort of is that, like, you know, that's good. Thrash, I suspect, is that, which is a bit like tragedy. When a feeling's gone and it's all gone wrong. I can't remember the words. Hang on. No, I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that at all. Tragedy steps. It's been too long. Come on. When the feeling's gone and you can't go on, it's hard to bear. With no one beside you, you're going nowhere. Dum 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 dum. Lovely. Anyway, let's crack on with the video. Now we've clarified that. We're going to pick up where we left off last time, which was a victory. No, it was a draw against Wolves. So if we draw this now, I've only got myself to blame. All right then, Fulham. Leeds versus Fulham. Two promoted sides, of course, and one of us has done very well this year. And to be fair to Fulham, if we take a look at this down here, hopefully you can just about see it, 13th place with them is actually not too bad. If you'd have told them they'd be ahead of Tottenham after 20 games, they'd probably have taken it. Helder Costa running forward. He's going to be pivotal now. He and Nelson are going to have to be at it every single game. As that ball over the top to Mitrovic, who's not known for his pace, is very good. The defensive play there, was that Garay? Who was that there? It was Garay. Considering he's got sort of 9 pace these days, that was fantastic from him. Really, really good. Got back, defended well, and put in a crucial block. No one beside you, you're going nowhere. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, yeah. When the morning cries, you don't know why it's hard to bear. Oh, it's a good time, viewers. Fulham on the attack, though. This could end up being a tragedy as that shot whistles over the crossbar. With the home side here, 41 minutes gone, and it's been a very passive display from both sides. Of course, we're playing cautiously because that's just what we've done this season. But I'm now thinking, against a side that we've played in the Championship last season, should we be going for this a little bit more? And if so, how are we going to do that? Is it the sort of game that you put Wilshere slightly further forward in? Does Click come in for his final few appearances? It's probably a good one for Hernandez, who I've not put on the bench for whatever reason. I can't remember if he's missing through some form of injury. But we will do this. We'll switch. Do we switch here? Gaglatini's fine in that position. I guess we'll make Phillips a deep line playmaker. Wilshere's going to push further forward. I don't like these roles on support this year. I much prefer them on attacking. I think having 4 attacking players driving at backlines really does actually create a lot more chances for you. The running that seems to happen in this year's game is really, really effective. So that's what we're going to try in the second half. We're going to go for it a little bit more. I think the more passive you are in midfield, the more you just sort of pass the ball around without actually achieving anything. When if you're actually going for goal more, you have... Well, just hold that thought, viewers, as that's put into the arms of the goalkeeper. I was worried there. Knockout stood over it like he was going to fire it in that top left-hand corner, and I got a little bit nervous. As here we go. The ball has been fired forward pretty unsuccessfully by Malaya there, and Fulham come forward again. They're similar to us in how they're set up, really. They're very much focusing on the players on the wide areas as that shot goes towards goal, but it is cleared away eventually. They're very much set up as sort of defence and attack, and that's kind of what we've been doing all season. Is that header from Costa? Well, it's a great save from Areola. He's like the fact that Fulham have got Areola, a keeper that was like one of the top keepers in Europe. It felt like for a very short, maybe just a short period of time. But we're forward. Hopefully, he's not a top keeper right now. As that just goes wide, we'll assume he lets it go wide because of his ability. Fulham are going to build from the back though. Fulham's team is actually I bet Fulham's quite a fun save this year. They've got some really, really nice players for a beginning in a Premier League style save. I think there's quite a lot of dross at the bottom end of the Premier League, so it's not that hard to stand out when you've got some really quality players. And I think especially in terms of Football Manager, like Joachim Andersen signed for Fulham, and he's been a really good player in FM for a while now. So I wonder if we can make him look average right here. Is Jack Wilshere running forward? Wilshere, by the way, what a signing Jack Wilshere has been for me. Rodrigo, great first touch. Can he get it ball into the goal? He can. 15th goal of the season. That's what we're talking about. Even without Rafinha, without Defoe, without Almada, we're still doing the business. Of course, Almada could play in the attacking role in this position, I realise now. But there's Jackie Wilshere racing forward in an advanced area, of course. He'd have played there for Arsenal a few times, I would imagine, but maybe not for some time. Rodrigo's finish is superb. Leeds 1, Fulham 0. And the injuries, so far, not causing us too many issues. Dallas forward on that side, loses out on the ball, and the ball is now launched forward. But we'll take that all day long. There's LoReNT, switches it back out to Dallas, who isn't a natural left footer, and that's the only thing you've probably got against him in terms of Danny Rose, as Helga Costa cuts inside, plays it towards Reece Nelson. Rodrigo's there to poke home, 16th of the season. I actually can't believe the season he's having, and I'm so pleased that he's doing it in this very first year, because it means that going into the next season, striker's not even a position I'm even going to think about replacing him with, unless he doesn't score again for the rest of the season. Please don't click this up and play it in May. Oh no. But I mean, defensively there, Robinson is close by, but Rodrigo pops it home, and I'm going to take a quick look at the league table here as it flicks back to it. You can see still fourth, a 6 point gap is developing between ourselves and Everton right now. Leicester have got a game in hand, so of course take that into account. But I mean, is the title still on, viewers? Is that a foolish thing to say? I mean, obviously a foolish thing. Ben. All right, we're going to make a change. Click's going to come on for Phillips in the centre. With only a few minutes to go, it looks like this one might be wrapped up. 4 minutes of added time. What a performance this was going to be. I was going to do Tottenham, but I'm on such a sort of high from the Fulham game. I don't want to risk that against a Spurs side that are reeling after recently sacking their manager. And I mean, we should have had a third there. Leeds 2, Fulham 0. And in terms of XG, we definitely deserve it. Passes completed is pretty good as well. There we have it then. I look massive next to Scott Parker there. That's beautiful. Rodrigo, though, at the double. 2 goals in very quick succession. Well done, lads. Good win for us. Say no more than that. And how far can we go this season? This is the thing now. Rodrigo had a great game. Can you talk about that? I wouldn't swap him for anyone. Not even Coutinho. What? Where's Coutinho playing? Coutinho doesn't play for Fulham. Are we just bringing up Coutinho? Not even for Coutinho. Even if I don't know what the relevance of, not even Coutinho. I don't see. I feel like that now. I could put Coutinho in the thumbnail, and that is that wrong, viewers? Is that wrong? It's not clickbait. He's in the video, and it wasn't even my fault. I wasn't like, I'm trying to sign Coutinho, who's currently at Barcelona. Why have they brought up Coutinho? I've never even thought about signing Coutinho. I mean, I kind of like. It just seems to be a bit of a random player. Not even a Premier League player. Not even like Kevin De Bruyne. Why have they brought up... Why have they brought up Coutinho? I assume it's just a new thing in Football Manager where they reference other players to make the game world seem more... Okay, maybe I should sign Coutinho. I'm going to make a bid for Coutinho because, I mean, he's like... Well, hang on. I've spelled that terribly wrong. The problem with Coutinho here, he's too young. He's too young. Someone left a comment on Twitter today, which made me laugh a lot, actually. They said... I'm out here trying to look for 15, 16-year-old wonder kids. Meanwhile, Ben's signing their dads, which I thought was tremendous and very true. But that's going to wrap this episode up. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop a like on it. If you want to see more, you know the drill. Stay. If you want to see more, stay subscribed. I've never said that. Don't go anywhere. Please stay with me as there'll be episodes all throughout this week, as well as I'm doing some other videos as well, Football Manager related stuff. Tomorrow especially there's going to be one coming out, which I really hope you do look forward to. Different types of saves and stuff you can do on FM, and then we've got a whole list of things to come this week as well. Thank you for the support so far in the series. You've been absolutely smashing it. If you can go for those 2,000 likes again, I'll be ever so grateful. And I'll see you again soon. With love, with care. Until next time, goodbye. See you in a bit. Right then, Coutinho. Let's get him. I think it's the headband. They think I'm Roger Federer.